Hey guys, White Slice, the AT Militia and Operation Milsim, here today to give you a little bit of a breakdown of the Tippmann A5. By breakdown, I mean we're actually going to break down the marker, take it apart, show you guys what's inside, show you all the little nooks and crannies, all those screws and springs, teach you how to take this apart, give you a reference guide so when you're on the internet surfing around, come to Operation Milsim, you can take a look at actually how to take apart and maintain your A5. So we're going to show you that today. First thing you're going to do when taking apart your A5 is remove the barrel. If you had a hopper or a tank on there, obviously you're going to take all that stuff off first. Next thing, barrel. So the barrel comes off. To take apart the whole A5, you really only need 3 tools. You need your Allen key for the cyclone, which is actually what we're going to remove right here. So we're going to pull that bolt out. That's for your cyclone. We're going to put that to the side. You actually only need one more Allen key, and that's for the screws in the actual marker, and a flathead screwdriver. So the flathead screwdriver is for the banjo fitting on the cyclone itself. So you're just going to go down in there, undo the banjo fitting until it comes loose. You should be able to just pull this up. A couple more turns. We're going to take this right off. Now guys, watch when you're taking this apart. There's a little tiny O-ring right there. That's the piece that most people are likely to lose when you're taking apart your cyclone or banjo fittings. Always double check that you've got that O-ring back on there before reassembling your marker. So we're just going to put the cyclone to the side. That's another show. So that's it. Now you've gotten all the external pieces taken off your marker, your barrel, your cyclone. Now you're right back down to the marker. The first thing I like to take off is the grip frame. To take out the grip frame, you're just going to push on these push pins that Tippmann's put in there. If it doesn't want to come out right away, don't fear giving it a little bash with a hammer, screwdriver, or anything like that. It can totally take it. If it still gives you a hard time, use your Allen key to actually push the push pins out. Okay? You push them out, 1, 2, the grip actually slides right off of the marker. Okay? So now you got your grip off of your marker. What you're going to do is start to turn this out of the tombstone, and you're actually going to remove the whole grip and line all in one shot. So there's the grip and the line. It's all come off. That's everything for your trigger. If you wanted to, and I don't recommend you have to, you take the safety out. There's your trigger assembly, just so everybody sees that. That's what sits inside here. Other than that, there's nothing in there but your trigger assembly. Do a quick breakdown of the trigger assembly for you guys. So you're going to open this half up, whichever half wants to come off more. You're going to open that up. In there you're going to find this little spring, which actually activates your trigger. That's going to sit right on here. There's your trigger itself. We're going to put that right back where it came from, which is right there. Whoop. There's the little red spring. That's for your trigger. Lots of mods. You can look on YouTube and stuff, different things to do to modify this trigger spring. But the one that comes stock with the Tippmann A5 is more than what you need, so just slide that back in there. Here's your sear pin, and sear spring. So that's all that's inside there. You're going to turn this around, put that casing right back on there. You're going to slide that right back into the grip. You're going to put your safety right back in there, and that's it. It's back together. Okay? So there's that piece. So now the grip's off the marker, the line's off the marker. The next thing you're going to want to do is remove the actual foregrip. So to do that, you're going to take the same size Allen wrench that you used for your cyclone. You're going to drop it down in here, and what I do is I drop it down, I give it a bit of a wiggle until it finds its home. And you're going to want to give this a good twist, usually on there pretty good. If it comes out, just give it another good twist, and that comes right off. Inside there you'll find a bolt similar to your bolt for your cyclone, except a little bit shorter, guys. Don't get them confused. Just keep the washer on there, and then you'll know which one came out of your grip. What I like to do is I actually just take this, put it right back in the grip itself. I leave that all as one piece over there. So now we're down to this. Simple enough. We're going to pop out the next push pin. Like I said, if it doesn't come out, feel free to give it a little hammering. And we're going to take out the last one on the back. Now watch the back cap. Keep your hand over it. Push down on this push pin, pull it out. Back cap may or may not come flying off, but there you go. So now your back cap's off. That's your back cap, nothing to it. It's just what holds everything inside the marker when it's pressurized. We're going to put that to the side. First thing that's going to come out, your drive spring and the pin. The pin always has to be at the back of the drive spring. That's what sits inside of here. So when it cocks back, it actually draws the spring back on the pin itself before it fires. Okay guys, so always put that in the back. Again, I always just leave these two pieces together. I'm going to put that to the side, my back cap to the side. So now we're down to just the marker. Simple enough. I like to take this out, pull down on the tombstone, there's your tombstone. So you just take that right out. That's going to go to the side, no problem. We're going to grab our Allen key, pop it in there. That's not the right size, not a big deal. Find the right size Allen key, put that in there. There's only 6 bolts on the whole marker body. It's 1, it's the second one, it's 2. Just have to get them loose to the point where they rise up. That's 3. Okay, 4. 5 and 6 right up here at the front. The 6th and the final one, or first, however you look at it, is actually just holding on your front sight. So we're going to take this bottom one off, undo that. We're going to take this one off, undo that, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. We're going to pull this apart. Say I pull that guy, turn it over, just get your screws out of there, collect them all. If they get stuck, guys, a little tip, just take your Allen key, push them out, no problem, no harm done, just push them out. It's an easy way to get them out, especially the first time. Everything's a little bit stiff. Put those all to the side, no problem. Front sight slides right out. That front screw is actually just holding that in, so that goes in like that, guys, just so you see the little bend goes right there. Your rear sight right there just pops in and out. You don't even have to disassemble the marker to take this out. This will just pop in and out on its own. And now we're going to actually be ready to open the marker up. So I'm going to open it up. You want to push down on the front just so you don't lose anything. We're going to pull it apart. That's what's inside the A5, guys. So nothing in this half. It's just the housing for it. This is the left side clamshell, if you will. These two things are actually called clamshells, so they just sit back on the marker and hold everything in place. So there's the one side. We're going to put that to the side. Here's everything inside of an A5, guys. We'll give you a quick rundown, okay? This is your cocking handle right here and your cocking spring. So the cocking handle sits up against this linkage arm, and when you cock the marker, it's actually this cocking handle that's hitting the front bolt and pulling it back, if you guys can see that, okay? It's actually going to pull that back. So we're going to put that to the side. I'd leave the spring and everything on there so you don't mix it up with your drive spring, guys. So we're just going to put that to the side. Next thing you'll see in here is the front adapter. That's where your barrel actually threads onto your marker. If you got any sort of barrel kits, anything like that, you're going to want to make sure that you just double check that you put it back in the right way. Make a small mark. I just put a little mark with a screwdriver or anything on there so your barrel lines up every time. Put that to the side. Here's your detent for your A5. Similar to the 98 Custom Alpha Black, mainly all Tippmann's detents. You'll actually find this in the TPX too, just facing in a different direction. You're always going to want to make sure you put this back facing that way. The reason being, when the bolt slides forward, that it pushes the detent down, rather than if you were to have it this way and the bolt slides forward, you're going to rip that detent right in half. Okay guys? So always make sure it's facing this way. Think about it, that when the ball sits, it's going to cup right down in that little spot. This is going to come forward, push the ball out of the way, come back, the next ball is going to drop into place. So there's your detent. This is actually the nut that was holding in your front grip. It's your front bolt, which is linked with a linkage arm to your back bolt. And that all sits over your power tube assembly. So here's your whole power tube. Inside there is your valve and everything else. I suppose I could pop that out real quick. Just give you guys an idea of what your valve actually looks like. So there's the empty power tube. Here's what your valve actually looks like, guys. If you don't have any need to, don't disassemble this. Leave it alone. It's fine. If you have any sort of problems with this, bring it into the shop. We'll take a look at it for you. Just gonna put that back in there real quick. Power tube, no problem. Skip a little bit of realignment, put that to the side. There's your linkage arm. That just holds your front and back bolt together over the power tube. Here's your rear hammer and your front bolt. That's about it. Inside here you'll see This is the latch that actually holds the tombstone in place. Guys, you don't want to lose this, and you don't want to lose this little spring in there. So if you can avoid it, leave it all sitting right in there.